Alright. Hello everyone. Today I thought I'd do something a bit different. For the first time ever on this channel, I'll be doing a screen capture of a game. This is Yugioh Master Duel. It just came out today. And I don't think I'll be getting to any gameplay today, but I will give a brief tour of the program. Because I don't think there was too much known about this before it came out. So what you have down here is the dual pass, so this is just a season pass sort of deal. There is a free one that goes up to over 50, and then a paid one that goes beyond it. You could see over here you get some little pet, I believe they're called mates. Have game news. You can perform a survey currently to get 50 gems. Look at the shop, because this is what I think most people will be interested in learning about. You can see that the average pack, and in fact all packs for the time being, go for 100 gems. I have quite a few right now, and this is just from completing missions in single player. And I think you might also start with some. When you look at any given pack, you can see the distribution rate for the different rarities. A bit of an overview of the kinds of cards that you're going to find in it. Details on what the Forbidden Limited list is. I actually thought that was going to give you what cards are limited in the pack. And then you just have the full list, which can be sorted by rarity. A single summon is 100 gems, 10 times summon for 1000, and you do get a guaranteed super rare in 10 packs. If you look at the normal odds, the super rarity occurrence, or super rare occurrence is already reasonably high. If you just did 10 summons, you'd probably end up getting one anyway. But I guess it's nice to have a guarantee. And you have this master pack here. The other two packs were like curated lists of specific cards. I guess the current meta and like iconic cards from the game's past. The master pack, however, if you look, has thousands of cards in it. It's like a lot of the game's history. And it's just same rates. Everything right now is the same price. Secret packs. This was shown to me, like, you have to unlock the right to buy them just by completing a few of the story missions. And bonus pack. So this won't show up normally, but if you have a ticket for it, which I also got, I believe, through missions that I completed through doing the story mode, you get a ticket, then it shows up. So this is also iconic cards from the game's past, I guess, even though never heard of Signal Warrior before. Perhaps I'm just not established enough of a Yu-Gi-Oh player. You can see the structure decks, which you can buy 3 times. And like a typical Yu-Gi-Oh structure deck that you would buy physically, they only come with 1 copy of each card. So it's kinda buy 3 to make a decent one. The accessories are surprisingly cheap, so you get your mates. These show up next to your board in a duel. Your game board, card sleeves, and player icons. Like, these are absolutely dirt cheap. Most of the game right now actually seems surprisingly affordable, far more so than I thought they'd be. The season pass is just bought with gems. And you'll see if you actually get all the way up to level 100, you literally just make your gems back, plus extra. And bundles. These are an exceptionally good deal. It is cheaper to get 10 master... This is 10, right? Yes, 10 master packs. It's cheaper to get it through this bundle, but you can only buy 1 per player. You're still guaranteed the SR from the 10 times summon. Or pack opening. I'm using some gotcha terminology here. And you get 1 guaranteed card. Outside of the shop, You can see there's solo mode. This is a series of single-player missions. You get the tutorial, which you can actually skip, just as a tip if you haven't played the game yet. When you first load up, it'll show you that you have to play the tutorial. If you hit skip, you still get the prizes. Everything else you have to complete manually, even though there actually are more, like, brain-dead simple tutorial matches. Completed means that you've earned or completed literally every single mission. As you can see, there are branching paths. And if it just says clear, then that means you've only completed the main path. You'll occasionally encounter these gates. You need to use a special currency that represent the different attribute orbs to unlock them. I don't think you can buy these. I certainly couldn't see any way to do so. But you can unlock them via completing certain single-player missions. So I guess you just have to go further in and complete additional missions down this list, and then go back and purchase your way into the gates. Each single-player mission comes with a reward, whether it be individual cards or a full structure deck, and some of them are pretty good. Like, the very first mission gets you a Raigeki, so they're giving away some okay cards. The deck editor, I'll go into, make a new one. Copy from structure deck. You can actually see structure decks that you don't own, so you can see the full list of all of them. I'm guessing these, because there's only 2 in the shop right now, so these are probably through story missions. Alternatively, just create new. You can see the list of cards that you already own. Alternatively, click on this button here to display every single card. Filter based on some typical stuff, type, attribute, level of rank, rarity. There are multiple card finishes, they call them, so you can get, like, holographics, I guess. Right, crafting. So I was worried this wasn't going to be in the game, but you can break cards down. It isn't like in Hearthstone where you just get a generic card currency so you can, you know, dust like 50 commons and then get an ultra rare or something. I believe the conversion rate is every time you break down a card, you get 10 currency for its rarity. And then you can see down here, you can generate a card for 30. I did not dust any cards, I didn't break anything down to get these resources, just got them through completing missions. Seems fairly generous. And the fact that any card can be broken down means that that cheaper bundle 10 times summon with the Master Pack would probably be worth it, even if the Master Packs aren't as likely to have good cards because they have cards from the entire game's history. You can still break them down just like you could anything else. Go up here into Duel. This is ranked. I have not tried this at all. Free Duel lets you create a room, so you can either browse existing rooms, which people can make with their own parameters, or create a room. Right now, there aren't really too many rules. You can add a comment, but that doesn't really change much of anything. Occupants, written and limited list, there's no choice other than standard. Duel time, you can only make it longer. Life points, you can half it to 4,000. Privacy settings, I haven't actually checked this. Oh, it's just on or off. Allow spectators. Privacy settings for that. And replay permission. So I'm hoping we'll get some extra game modes eventually. But for the time being, there's really nothing. There's a space for events. Again, nothing currently. Look at the prices for purchasing gems. There is a launch bundle, and I think this might also just be a like new player bundle here, because there's no time limit on it. There's normally like an obvious choice. Since the smallest packs are worth, I think the smallest pack is worth 100, this is basically worthless. And then you see the ones that are probably actually going to entice people around here, and then stuff for whales, I guess. Notifications is just updates about the game, maintenance issues. You have missions. There are limited time missions. And I think some of these might also be daily, but I already completed them. Unlimited missions. This will just get you quite a decent number of gems and some cosmetics. The gift box is where you would go to pick up any items if they were granted to you. Friends list. You can either find and follow other people. And lastly, some extra finicky stuff, game settings. Take a brief look. I have background music down so it doesn't drown out my voice. Some resolution control. Control over the control of the duel. You can change and turn off some animations. I've had them on just because they look okay. It's probably faster and just... I imagine a lot of people will get annoyed with them over time. Some stuff on replays. And... where was it here? Data transfer. So this is kind of like an obscure thing just locked away in a menu, but it's actually highly recommended, both by the game and by me, to perform this data transfer link. So what you'd have to do is make an account with Konami, you get a Konami ID, and that's connected to your account. You can just download the game and start playing immediately, which is very convenient, but I think if you delete the game, and maybe if there are some other issues, you'll just lose all your data, because there's nothing server side, I guess, without it. And you also need to use the data transfer technique if you want to play on multiple platforms with the same account. Like, I have a Switch, I could put it on there, this is on PC. I believe that's every major gameplay feature to show off. You can also take a look at your account here. Change player name, so you can just change your username at will. Icon frame, title. You start with a few of these. You have to unlock Sanyan, but it's really quick. It's like complete all the tutorial missions. And you can get some alternate arts. Oh wait, no, this wouldn't be that. That's your banner, never mind. You do also get alternate arts, but I believe that's set in the deck. So... oh right. I did figure, just to make this slightly more exciting, I would do the opening of my 1-pack ticket, and then also spend my stuff on the limited time 10x summons with that one bonus high rarity card. I've never done an open for this before, so I've yet to see the animation. Oh, this is like one of those packs that you would get for participating in a thing at a local game store. It's just 2 cards. That's kind of cool still. I like these. The XYZ cards. Kinda not fantastic though. And the fact that the secret packs are like limited time is a little weird. Like if you unlocked it at a time when you don't have many gems, then you're just kind of screwed. I imagine I wouldn't have unlocked this if I didn't start playing the story mode. Now under special bundle deal, I'm gonna do all 3 of these. Oh. Guess one of my packs doesn't have a little card in it, unless that's just the guaranteed SR. That's cool, you can swipe across. So I'm guessing Was that my guaranteed one? Oh, didn't mean to skip that. Another SR. Oh. And that is some sort of foil effect. That actually looks pretty nice. Yeah, with these master packs or whatever going back into the game's history, well, I guess a lot of your SRs are just going to be like random old garbage. That's a cool card. And some more foils. I feel like there are more new cards than not, even though there are quite a few old cards included. I'm guessing what they must have done is like cut out a lot of the vanilla monsters, like just garbage normal monsters. It's probably why there's only 6,000 or so cards in this pack, even though there are over 10,000 Yu-Gi-Oh cards as of the release of that 10,000 Dragon. I'm wondering if there's like a new player luck bonus or something, but I think they have to disclose that, because I feel like I've been getting like SRs and URs a lot. I feel like perhaps one of the biggest problems with this game, launching with like every card in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, is that unless you're willing to like break down most of the cards you get, and I'm sure hardcore players would do so, it's going to be hard to collect a lot of relevant cards for a certain deck or strategy. And newer, more casual play. Oh, that's what that is. Unlocking card packs. Anyway, newer and more casual players probably want to build up their collection, but this means they're going to be left with like a lot of random old garbage, like Jirak Protops. Oh, I already purchased it, that's why there's still 3. I'm actually quickly going to go back and see what I've unlocked here. Plenty of things. And they're all limited time only. That's very cool. Oh, but perhaps this is how they make up for having a hard time, like, getting certain strategies. You pull a certain card, and then for 24 hours, you're more likely to get cards related to it. That's actually cool. Because if you're a hardcore player, you can still just craft the exact cards you want, and otherwise, you can just kind of make do with what you have, yet still not get stranded with useless garbage. With that being said, oh, I didn't mean to leave the entire shop. The game is still not super friendly to new players. This dual live thing, it just shows you, I believe, a random replay, unless what I got the first time I clicked on it was some sort of demo. Because it showed me 2 anonymous players, Player A and Player B. And Player A seemed to be very well established, and this is what makes me think it's not just some predetermined demo. Player A had like 4 monsters on their board on the first turn and like a full hand, clearly playing a very powerful and recent deck. So they set up their board. Player B tries to tribute like one of their opponent's monsters for a kaiju, and then normal summons like a Gaga monster or something, or Dododo, one of those guys. It immediately gets destroyed, and then they try and summon another kaiju, run over their opponent's monster, trigger some of their opponent's effects, and then their opponent kills them on the second turn. Or on the first turn player's second turn, so the first time they could attack. And that just made me think, this game is probably going to attract a lot of casuals. It has like a really nice presentation to it. It's on Switch as well as PC, so it's trying to hit as many people as possible. But then you're just going to get a bunch of people trying to play stuff they remember from when they were kids, or just with random packs, and then they're going to get absolutely obliterated. That's probably why I only saw a ranked mode and not an unranked mode. That way, you at least quickly get filtered in, so if you're just playing a deck with like 1900 attack, normal monsters, you'll end up with other people doing the same. A while back there was a leak from, I can't even remember where, maybe, well, it was something official, Konami at the very least, discussing advertisements for other Yu-Gi-Oh! Formats that were apparently going to be supported at local game stores, but I'm wondering if those are also going to come to this game. Some of them would require some altering, but at the very least it might help with the problem with like casual players. I think one of them was supposed to be like a more strict ban list that banned certain meta cards, or I think the exact words they used were like prominent deck strategies, so clearly just strong archetypes. But there was also discussion of like a Pauper-esque format for Magic the Gathering that would be commons only. In this game, I guess it would be ends only. I feel like something that was ends only would be like a limited time event kind of deal, because you don't want to encourage your players to only be using the very inexpensive and easy to obtain stuff. That would be too player friendly for a gacha game. Yeah, I feel like the SR rate is really generous in this game. And along the side, I guess I just skipped this because I hit OK too quickly. These must be the other packs that you unlocked via finding things from certain archetypes. And one more to go. That's new. This is gonna be like a rare... No. I was expecting maybe the fancy animation to be like, it's a UR and it's a foil. Nope, just an SR. Very cool. That was actually a card I liked a lot as a kid. I think it came with like Destructor deck. I'm wondering how well a game that has basically just made all of its content available from the very beginning will do as a gacha game. It's not like they can entice players with login rewards of like special promos, because everything can just be crafted. Moreover, unless there's some insane power creep, the special promo is probably going to be like worse than what players already have. Like, I've been playing for like 2 hours, I've already got... Oh wow, another one of these. I already have a Raigeki, a Monster Reborn, and a Lightning Storm. The Raigeki and Monster Reborn are both just rewards for the single player. I'm also wondering if there's ever going to be tie-ins to the physical product, because the Pokemon TCG for the longest time, and perhaps still to this day, had it where if you bought a pack of booster cards, or a booster pack, you would get a code card to be redeemed on the online game to open that same booster pack online. Magic Arena is probably what most people are going to compare this to, because it's a flashy, modern equivalent, or online equivalent to a physical TCG. And thus far, I feel like this does a lot to beat out Magic Arena. Like, first off, this is just all of Yu-Gi-Oh! This is every card. Meanwhile, Magic Arena is standard plus some other random crap. And surprisingly, this game almost feels like it has a more generous economy. I'm actually going to look, now that I've purchased some cards, and see if I was right about each, like, deconstructed card giving you 10 currency of its rarity. Yep, dismantle for 10. And I'll sort by rarity just to make sure it's the same across all of them. You are first. Probably can't dismantle that because it was given to me. Yep, 10. So, yeah, any 3 cards of a given rarity gives you exactly 1 card you want of that rarity. That's not too terrible. For a game like Yu-Gi-Oh! That moves pretty quickly, and, you know, every new set, things are getting power crept, maybe it'll cause problems, but I feel like you'll be able to do okay as a free-to-play player. Like, obviously right now I'm just absolutely drowning in gems, just because I've been doing all these, like, incredibly simple missions that pay off an absolute ton. Like, do 1 duel, open 1 pack. As long as they keep making these packs that are more likely to include recent and relevant cards, then I'm guessing it's not going to be too bad. Like, looking at this, when I was opening those master packs, unless the master pack odds are different, let's look. SR 7.5 and master pack odds SR 7.5. So yeah, you look at this Stalwart Force pack, and even some of the SRs are alright, like Pot of Desires, Twin Twisters, both. Perhaps I'm showing my age as a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. I haven't really been into the game in quite a few years. Perhaps this will get me back into it. But I remember those being good. I mean, these cards are at 1, they've got to be okay. Oh, and Shadow Mist. Love that card. So that's all for now. This ended up going way longer than I thought it would. I may end up breaking this into 2 videos with the pack opening and then the, like, overview that I did before. But of course, you'll already know that by the time you're watching this. Just curious featured cards. Yeah. Some, like, crappy old heroes, but also some of the newer ones. And I believe, oh right, yeah, there's the 4 out of 8 cards per pack are guaranteed to be feature cards, so you are pretty likely to be able to build the decks that you want, because even then you can, like, a lot of those guaranteed cards are going to be commons, but at least they do fit your theme. 4 out of 8 cards per pack. Does that mean each pack only has 8 cards in it? Let's see. I guess I'll just buy one to test it. But what do I want to spend my hard-earned gems on? Destiny Heroes sounds cool. Let's do it. 1 pack of Destiny Heroes. And I guess also Vision Heroes. Yep. So, suddenly not such a great deal. This is how they prey on new players, I guess. You're more likely to get stuff from the strategy you want. Oh, that's how they denote the strategy thing. More likely to get cards from the strategy you want, but you're paying a premium for it. 100 gems like every other pack, but only 8 cards. And I'll take a brief look, but I don't think the odds were any better. No, that looks like normal odds, so these are inefficient. Might be better off sticking to the pack that has like meta-relevant stuff and just craft the specific cards you want. Okay, done for real now. I'll probably actually do some gameplay next time. Maybe not hop into ranked, but play more of the single player, show people what that's like. I was having an okay time. The tutorials were incredibly boring and slow. It would be one of those things where it shows you exactly what cards to play. But when you're playing a story deck against another deck, easy but more entertaining.